What is up, guys? This is the X501 drone from a new company called Droneer, and I'm just getting ready to fly it for the first time, but so far it looks like it might be shaping up to be one of the best 5-inch drone options. And Droneer did send me this drone, but this video is not sponsored by them. They are not telling me what to say, and they don't get to see the video before it's posted. To start with, it seems like they've really put a lot of effort into making this a nice, polished drone, polished user experience. Even just the packaging looks super nice and clean and high-end, a lot more so than most FPV drones. And they've also made the design of the drone itself a lot more streamlined and clean, and gotten rid of a lot of the rough edges that are on most FPV drones. First off, they've got everything all nice and enclosed with these really nice looking side panels. They've just made it look great. And there is a plug right on the top of the drone for your battery, and also a separate plug for your USB-C connection to the flight controller. And you'll also notice that the O4 Pro isn't exposed anywhere on the drone. However, you still need to get to the SD card, so there is a little flap that opens up to give you access to your SD card on one side and to the USB port for the O4 Pro on the other side. And it might be a little hard to see it, but there's actually a little tiny hole in the side of the drone there to let you stick a pin in, which they do include, to bind your O4 Pro to the goggles. And there's just nothing really hanging off this drone. Like a lot of drones will have the GPS unit hanging off somewhere. This is all nicely built in and looks clean. And another really nice thing I've noticed is that the O4 Pro sticks out just enough that you can actually fit a regular Avata 2 ND filter on here. You don't have to use specialized O4 Pro ones, which is just a nice little touch, and I think it's still plenty protected by the frame. And they also include a really nice prop nut tool for changing your props, and the GoPro mount has a little embedded nut instead of having to have a separate nut. Just a lot of really nice design touches that make it feel a lot more premium than a typical FPV drone. And it also seems to be quite sturdily built. The arms on this are solid 7mm carbon fiber, so it should be pretty sturdy. Now, the thing that I was expecting to be a massive downside of all of this nice design stuff and all the sturdy arms and everything is weight. When I first saw this drone, I was expecting that it would weigh a ton, and so you would be sacrificing a lot of flight time and flight performance for the nice design. But I was super surprised when I weighed it against my JEP-RC Vapor D5 that it only comes in about 10 grams heavier. The JEP-RC weighs in at about 492 grams, whereas this weighs in at 504. So this doesn't weigh all that much more in spite of the nice body styling and even having some lights on. And another thing I'm kind of surprised by is the price. I thought you would be paying a lot extra for the more premium experience. But the O4 Pro version of this drone listed on their website, shipped from the US, is only $519, which is even cheaper than my JEP-RC Vapor D5, which I consider to be one of the best value 5-inch FPV drones, which comes in at $550 if you want to get it shipped from the US. So it seems like it could be a pretty affordable FPV drone as well. But all of this nice design and packaging and pricing and all of that doesn't matter unless it actually flies well. So let's test that out. All right, get our battery here plugged into the back. Has plenty loud noises it makes. All right, here we go. Props are armed. We are recording. Let's go. So far, it feels pretty good. Try a throttle punch. Cruising along at about 30% throttle. That feels about right. We're flying with a 1600 milliamp hour LiPo here. Have a little bit of wind, not too much. Whee! Feels pretty good. I do feel like it has maybe slightly less power than my Vapor. I don't know exactly why that is. Let's try doing a throttle punch here. You can see if we get any jitters. Oh, look, here's the bird. Okay, we're not going to do too much chasing that bird. Don't want to annoy him. We are going to do some nice little carving. Oh my. Yeah, that's great. I just whacked the top of a tree. By the way, if you want to learn how to get the most cinematic shots with whatever drone you have, I have something you won't want to miss. And that's a completely free 45-minute drone filmmaking training where I share my top 10 secrets to getting cinematic shots with any drone. I cover everything from the best settings to use, how to compose your shots, how to get smooth dynamic movements, how to edit your videos, how to color grade them, and a whole bunch more. And again, it's completely free and the link to it is down in the description. Now back to testing out this drone. All right, drone recovered. It appears to be mostly fine. We lost the ND filter. We lost both of our front props. The prop nuts didn't screw off, but they just appear to have, I guess, just entirely shattered off the drone. It does come with HQ props, which I've had shatter a lot more than gem fan props. The gem fan props just tend to bend, whereas HQ props shatter. And it seems like it bent the plastic just a little bit here on one side. It's not fitting quite as tight as it used to, but you probably would hardly even notice it. All in all, drone seems to be fine. We'll try putting some different props on it and give it another shot. As far as why it crashed, it just felt like it didn't have quite as much power as I was used to. I wouldn't entirely put the crash on that, but I do wonder if that might have contributed because I wasn't able to pop up and over the tree as quickly as I was used to. We'll see if that changes at all with different props. Also, guys, damaged the battery here a little bit. Let me know in the comments if I should keep flying this one or do a little destruction testing. Alrighty guys, we are back. New ND filter, new props, fresh battery. Let's give it another go. All right, motors are armed. Drone is recording. Let's go. So far we are looking pretty good. These Beta FPV ND filters have a little vignetting. Yes, it feels a lot more punchy with these gem fan props. This is more like what I expected. So I guess the props they put on, they might be very efficient, but they're definitely not the most punchy. It handles very, very crisply here. Looking good. Oh, I'm loving these beautiful spring greens. We're finally getting some greens. Basically flies just like it should. The props that are on here are Gemfan 5136, I believe. And they are kind of my go-tos, and they seem to definitely work quite well here. Let's get some little acro here, get our standard flips and rolls. Let's dive down. Catch, it feels very stable. I'm not seeing any jitters recovering from some of the more aggressive moves, which is great. Let's do a bit slower here, see how it handles at slow speeds. See if we can get around through here and hopefully not crash. Let's go right through this tree. Got a little wind. There we go. Let's fly some of our standard low-level stuff here. Definitely feels very nice, very locked in. Basically flies just exactly like I would expect a 5-inch drone to. Now, what I am curious about is the flight time here. We're currently still up at 3.8 volts after about 3 minutes of decently aggressive flying, which is not bad. Almost clipped some twigs there. let's go down the road a little ways and see how things are going down here. Signal penetration should be about standard for an 04. It is doing very nicely, actually. Actually quite surprised how far we're going, but I don't think that's really because of this drone specifically. It's more just 04 is an absolutely great system. So no complaints there. In fact, the only system that I ever use for anything serious. Yeah, it feels locked in. Feels just as good as my Vapor D5, flying it with the same rates and the same props now, so feels like basically exactly the same. Maybe almost a little more locked in, but all in all, very, very similar. Let's see if we can get a nice low skimming pass. Yeah, it feels great. Let's see if we can go and do a little more exploring, maybe up on these hills. Do some slightly long range flying. Try not to crash into the same trees I crashed into before. Ideally. And we'll dive down in here. Signal's really feeling good today, not sure why that is. All right, let's go up here on top of the mountain. We are starting to get a little bit down on a bit lower battery, 3.6 volts, cruising. And here we are up on top of the mountain. Honestly, the signal seems to be way, way better on this drone than on my other drones, which is really strange because it's the exact same 04 Pro system. I don't know if it's just the day or what is going on, but it is doing really well. I'd have to do a side-by-side test to make sure that what I'm saying is accurate, but seems to be doing pretty nice. Oh, I got kilometers an hour over here. I clearly forgot to change my units to feet because that is what I'm used to flying with. So if somebody can do the math, 60 kilometers an hour, I want to say that's about 40-ish miles an hour, maybe. 30-some, 40-ish, I'm not sure. What a good little cruise here. We're up to 7 minutes with kind of a mix of some more aggressive and some just sort of cruising along here, which I would say is quite decent. And I would expect it to be pretty similar to my other 5-inch drone that weighs the same amount. And let's cruise over in here, 3.56 volts, so we probably should start to think about bringing it in fairly soon because we don't want to over discharge our battery. Yep, there we go. If we aren't just cruising smooth, we are getting low battery. So let's see if we can bring it in here as soon as we possibly can. And there we go. 8 minutes and 47 seconds of fly time off of our 1600 milliamp hour battery. So thoughts after flying it and crashing it. There's nothing about the flight experience of this drone that takes away from the good things that I had to say about it earlier. It flies just like a 5-inch drone should, no issues there. And it flies for as long as my other drone. 8.5, almost 9 minutes is very good flight time for a 5-inch drone. Obviously, I wasn't pushing it super hard. If you're doing crazy freestyle acro the entire time, you're going to get more like 3 minutes, 5 minutes, somewhere in there if you're pushing it super, super hard. The only real criticism that I have is that they included whatever kind of HQ props they threw on this thing instead of the gem fan props that, to me, make it fly a lot better. And also seems to be quite durable and crash resistant, but that's not really more so than any other 5-inch drone. I really don't do things with my drone that are going to break the arms, so the difference between 5 and 7mm arms isn't going to make a huge difference. So yeah, all in all, I don't know what to say other than this is a great drone. I was expecting it to have a lot more downsides, but I haven't really found any downsides, so I think this is my new recommended 5-inch drone. Best value, great design, flies exactly how it should, and it's as cheap or even cheaper than other options. So honestly, I'm not sure what there is not to love about it. So yeah, I'll link to where you can get one of these Droneer X501 drones. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button, go check out my free drone filmmaking training, and I'll see you in the next video.